Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh book from Casemate UK. It's a part of their illustrated series, but you can notice that today we have a special issue, so it means we get it in a hardcover with more pages, and you can notice it by the thickness. I mean, it's quite thick in comparison with a typical illustrated book, and I mean, name is self-explanatory, let's say. So whole book is dedicated to two US aircraft carriers, 1939-1945. It's written by Ingo Bauernfeind, and we have a commercial sample here, so it means you will get exactly the same stuff as what you will see in this video review, and it will be interesting to see what is printed in such thick book. And as far as I know, I mean, at least the official press release before this book was issued, it claimed that Ingo tried to analyze US carriers during this quite interesting period when they were, let's say, relatively new, and he also analyzed the various successes of such US aircraft carriers during 1939-1945, and we are going to take a look at this book today in this video. So I'm going to open it right now. Camera tries to focus, but it won't because it's just a plain white cover. So here we start with quite nice illustrations, and of course first is the contents page and acknowledgements. So you can notice that there are more than 200 pages, and we have around 7 chapters together with various, I would say, additional things like foreword, introduction, bibliography, and index in the end. And you can notice that we have a cover printing, so that's why it's really useful. So here we have a really interesting, I would say, section. You can notice that these are comparative sizes of carriers, and it should give you an idea of the how big some of them were, and I mean the difference is really notable. So here we start with fleet carriers. You can see that we also have some battles included. There are also some tables which will give you a better understanding of what was on various carriers, because you can see that we have different, let's say, armament for them. And here we continue with various classes of the ships. Of course, it is accompanied with various black and white shots, as well as drawings and charts with general characteristics of these various ships. As you can see, some of these shots might be handy for some diorama ideas. And here we go on with Essex Class. So we continue with various pics of, for example, here you can see loaded up USS Randolph CV-15, and it's quite interesting thing to replicate. I wonder who actually produces this model in whatever possible scale, but still it should be a good thing to build is a scale model. Next we continue with escort carriers. So as you can see, these ones are slightly bigger, and here we continue with Vogue class first group. Here you can see, by the way, the various USS, St. Law, National Bay, actually Natoma Bay, Maina Bay, and Guadalcanal. Here we continue with more of these ships. As you can see, various classes, and note how tight they were. I mean, it's basically just a, I would say, landing strip, and that's pretty much all. And I wonder how they were actually used, because, I mean, they barely fit various aircraft, so definitely not as a flight strip, or maybe just as a special thing to review aircraft. So if you know this, feel free to write in the comment section, because I will be happy to learn. I mean, I will also read this book, but still it's cool to hear from you. As you can see, various accidents are also depicted here, and that's also a good thing for example, for aviation modelers who are searching for some, let's say, engaging diorama ideas. So that's where this book will be handy. Note that it also includes this separate section about aircraft, where we will find the cover profile. And as you can see, a lot of shots with this aircraft. Of course, we have also Helldiver here. So it's also a good thing, because if you're not familiar with aircraft, let's say you're ship modeler or naval modeler, and you would like to know more which aircraft were based on this or that carrier, then you will be, let's say, happy to find such thing inside this book. As you can see here, we continue with the famous Wildcat. It's a well-known aircraft, of course. Corsair is also here, and I wonder when I will actually build one, because it's really cool aircraft. I mean, I assembled one from, I think, Smear, but it was not that good kit, to be honest. Next we continue with Hellcat. I've assembled this aircraft based on the kit from Edward. Here we continue with Uss Saratoga dive in the history. So I wonder what is... oh, so we even have the actual shots printed in color, so it will be quite an interesting thing to learn more about this USS carrier. Next we continue with more cover shots. As you can see, we are even provided with shots of internal compartments, and this is really handy information. I mean, it will give you a better understanding of what was happening inside these carriers, because usually books are just focusing on the external, let's say, things, but here we get a look into these various compartments. And I would say, I mean, in my view, it's really valuable addition. We even have quite detailed drawing here. Note how many spaces are inside this carrier. Next we continue with some history of this Essex Class beyond World War II. So if you would like to learn more what happened with these ships afterwards, that's the section which will tell you more. But I guess they were sunk, maybe some were just reconstructed, so I will have to see more here. But as you can see, some are still used, some are used as museums, so that's also, I would say, decent use of such ships. And here we end up with the index. So in total we have 240 pages, and of course in the rear area you'll find a short note about the book. We also have the price tag here, so price will be set around $40 if I'm not wrong, even $50. But let's not forget that one book covers all US aircraft carriers during World War II, so I'm 100% sure that it will find a use for naval modelers, also maybe even for aircraft modelers who plan to build one of the aircraft which were based on one of these ships. And as I said before, this book should be already available, so if you would like to get it, just go to Casemate UK website and order it there. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about this release. Feel free to write it in the comment section. I will be happy to reply to you, and I mean, it's always interesting to hear your opinion. And of course, if you would like to support us and you would like to show that you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Bye.